ice fishing. Like you've never seen it before. These are the best in the world, battling it out in a 2-day world competition, fighting for the gold medal. To compete with the likes of these athletes, you've got to have skills, you've got to be fast, and you've got to fight hard. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 United States Ice Fishing Team, Team USA.
Mike McNett, Lombard, Illinois.
Duff Peddycoart, Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Shawn Hennings, Hillsboro, North Dakota.
Mike Boedeker, Lansing, Michigan.
Bob Horn, Montgomery, Illinois.
Nick Schertz, Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
Jason Gruett, Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Sam Grilke, Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
Pete Venturi, Arborvita, Wisconsin.
Chad Schaub, Morley, Michigan.
Myron Gilbert, Brooklyn, Michigan.
Sean Warner, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Brian Gaber, Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
And I'm Kelly Gotch from Michigan. The World Ice Fishing Championship is an annual event that brings the best ice anglers from around the world together to compete. Although ice fishing is not yet an official Olympic sport, this competition is right along those lines. It is a world-sanctioned event, which means that anglers are in fact fishing for both individual and team gold, silver, and bronze medals. But earning those medals is a battle like none you've ever seen in a U.S. ice fishing tourney. On this turf, anglers must be extremely athletic, fast, and spend a lot of time honing their strategic skills and adapting to European feeding techniques, which are what make or break your game. It's not about the size of the fish caught, but the strategy used to catch them and keep them coming continuously, even if it means leaving a hot hole to keep it active. Knowing when, what, and how often to feed a hole and when to move to another hole is key. Absolutely no power equipment is allowed, which means your most powerful tool, besides the tiny palm rods you must master, is your brain. After a few days of practice fishing near the venue, the opening ceremony is the official kickoff to this world competition.
11-й чемпионат мира по ловле рыбы на мормышку со льда открытым.
Game faces are what you'll see on the morning of the competition.
Playing through my mind exactly what I'm going to do when I step on that ice. Right now we're just waiting for the assignments of what zones we're going to be in and get ready. Then we'll analyze those again to see where we're going to start.
Every ounce of composure is needed to calm the nerves that competing at this level creates. Taking the ice with the best in the world to fight for the gold medal is nothing to be taken lightly. And if you aren't on your game, they'll send you home crying.
I see a bunch of game faces. I look them all in the eye. I don't see a single one that's not ready.
Each person on the team, not just those who will be fishing, serves a critical role in achieving team success. The competition is 2 days, with a 3-hour heat each day. One angler from each country will fish each sector of ice. After the jury does an official inspection of bait, there is a 5-minute horn that allows anglers to enter their sector. Spectators line the sidelines, preparing to watch the chaos that ensues when the final horn sounds. Each competitor gets 2 flags. They may only drill or fish a flagged hole and must stay at least 5 meters from another angler's flag to avoid a yellow card. A popular strategy is to make one hole active by feeding it and then only taking a few fish from that hole before leaving to fish the second flagged hole. This allows that hole to remain active rather than being fished out.
We'll take about 3, Sam. Yep. Keep calm and rock over to my other one.
Anglers will often run back and forth throughout a nest of holes they continuously nurture in order to catch fish non-stop.
Take your other flag and go to your limit behind you. Drill another hole, bait it, and then drill another one in between these two. So you have a 4-hole run. It's hard to tell a guy to leave fish, but I also don't want him to kill his hole. Nice to have them bounce back and forth a little bit and let each one regenerate a little bit. So it's a tough decision. And that's where you got to leave it up to the angler, and hopefully his gut gives him the right answer on that one.
Feeding techniques can take many years to figure out, and only live bait is allowed.
That's a bloodworm, and that's a jocker, so you can see the size difference there. Before we fish, we're doing about 4 to 5 holes, and then some of the guys are taking these in their feeders, about yay much, and putting it in their feeder, and then taking that to the bottom and dropping it. Do smaller pinches from the top of the hole. This is not a United States technique. This is a speed technique, which is very European. We've talked with a lot of European anglers, and over our experience from Ukraine and Kazakhstan and Poland, working with the other countries, this is something that we've picked up on. It's all about efficiency, speed, and bringing the fish to you.
Spotters serve a critical role, calling out to their teammates on what is going on around them and helping them to stay on target and move quickly. Most anglers will move after 30 seconds if they aren't continuously catching in a hole. Every single second counts. Locations around the world put bids in to host the competition and the nearly 14 countries who compete each year. The U.S. is relatively new to the game that many of the European countries have been participating in for ages. In fact, it's even bigger than the NFL is in many places. This year we were near the city of Minsk in the beautiful country of Belarus. Team USA International Delegate Shawn Warner on how political differences don't matter to fishermen during our time together each year.
The competition here is most notable because we can come over here and interact with the Belarusians and the Russians and teams from countries that aren't really on the same side of the political spectrum as the United States. And all that extraneous nonsense is just kind of put aside in the spirit of international competition and sportsmanship. And we all end up here leaving friends, and I think that's probably the greatest thing about this competition. You know, we fight hard, we forget about politics, and all in the end, we shake each other's hands, part as friends, and look forward to next year.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Okay?
Very good, thank you.
Morning, guys.
Morning. Morning.
That was just a monster. That was just a really big fish. It bent my hook. That was probably my bread. I couldn't have got it though. That fish right there probably would have won me this zone. If it fit through that hole. Disappointing to hook that big fish at the end.
Officials will come around and collect each angler's catch. There was one major surprise this year. After preparing for only small fish, as we've learned the past several years, this country had a surprise in the size of their brim, which devastated our team.
Fish for big fish if you want to win.
Is that what you expected when you came over here?
You know, not really. I prepared for a year to be over here putting it on the little ones and catching numbers, mechanics, and in any kind of competitive fishing, preconceived notions are just that, a preconceived notion. It usually never turns out exactly like what you expect, but you always learn something, and you always go away with it, go away from that tournament or that competition with more knowledge of how to fish. And came over here and learned how to catch some different species of fish and better fishermen for it.
The anglers are ranked by total weight, based on the order of their finish in their zone. The closing ceremony is a very patriotic celebration of international fishing and the friendships that result from this annual die-hard competition. Members of Team Ukraine took the individual gold and silver medals, while a member of Team Belarus earned himself the bronze. The team bronze medal went to Team Russia, while the home team of Belarus were happy to have silver medals placed around their necks. And the worthy opponents earning this year's gold medal, Team Ukraine.
Поздравляем победителей, поздравляем призеров, пожалуйста, проходите в зрительный зал.
A feast of local cuisine adds to the celebratory nature of things, and local entertainment keeps spirits flowing well into the night. Members of Team USA represent themselves in a friendly, sportsmanlike manner and have made lifelong friends with those we aim the hardest to beat on the ice. Although we placed 12th this year, this is a prominent world competition for which we are proud to be a part of. As we continue to work toward making ice fishing a recognized Olympic sport, we hope you'll follow along on our Facebook page to see what's new and cheer on this USA angling team. For more in-depth information on strategy and equipment used, check out our other videos on Facebook and YouTube. Tryouts for the U.S. ice fishing team are open to anyone and take place in March in the state of Wisconsin. You can also check out the United States Freshwater Fishing Federation for other available U.S. World Fishing teams. Everyone is encouraged to try out. What could be better than fishing for a medal for the good old USA?